My screen is already shared. So let me start this. Okay. Actually, in today class, what we are going to learn is a very important one of the algo, and it is termed as constraint satisfaction problem. So before starting it, let us first of all understand what are the constraint are what. Basically, these are certain special conditions, we may say, which are imposed on a particular task. Like if I'm giving you a task and also imposed a condition that you have to submit it within a day or two, and you have to use the white papers only, you have to write it with the blue colors. So this is what we call the constraint. These are the constraint. Apart from the task, you impose some conditions, that conditions, and you have to satisfy that conditions also, apart from the game or the task given to you, allotted to you. So this is what we call constraint. And constraint satisfaction problem means in AI, you know, the most of the popular games or the most of the popular devices, they are working on several constraints that are imposed to the for the user, just to make it little bit complicated, or to just impose some safety to the particular task. You have to apply some constraint. Like, let us suppose you design one robot and or a driverless car that we are talking about. So there are certain constraints you must have to fix. Like you must have to impose. Like, before sitting inside the car will not get start. This is a kind of constraint you imposed. So this will, and before put your belt on, the car will not start. Just wait. So these are what we call constraint. Like, before you put a belt on, your car will not get start. So this is a constraint that you imposed. Similarly, I think everybody know about this Sudoku game. Sudoku is a kind of game very popularly played by most of the people, and it is earlier it was, or maybe it is coming right now also in the newspapers, Times of India or Hindustan Times. They usually give on every weekend on the. It is just like this kind of table kind of thing. It's a kind of matrix where there are 9 rows and 9 columns, and you have to arrange the number in such a way, like in first row there is a counting from 0 to 9. Similarly, it must be like here column wise and row wise, and must be by diagonally. So it depends upon it is also not depend upon the variety of Sudoku games. Either they put a constraint like you have to arrange the number horizontally, or they will impose a condition like you have to arrange the numbers horizontally as well as vertically. Or sometimes it is expert game, and most typical one, in which they ask you to arrange the number vertically, diagonally also. So consider a Sudoku game with some number filled initially, and they provide initial some columns they are already filled. So uh, they initially some filled in a some squares. You are expected to fill the empty squares with the number ranging from 1 to 9 in such a way that no rows, columns, or a block has a number repeated itself. Yeah, this is also imposing condition that number should not be, must not be repeated. So this is a very basic constant satisfaction problem. I think everybody know this game, or maybe they played it. So this is one of the very basic constant satisfaction problem. Now you are supposed to solve a problem keeping in the mind some constraints. The remaining squares are to be filled are known as variable, and the range of the numbers are from 1 to 9. That can be filled them is known as the domain. The variables take on values from the domain, because there is a set of domains. Means the domain is a set of numbers which we can use to to complete the task. The conditions governing how a variable will choose the domain are known as constraint. Like, if 4 is already filled, you can't pick the 4 again. So this is a kind of conditions governing how the variable will choose its domain. This is what we call constraint. So I hope you understand. There are basically three basic things for a constraint satisfaction problem, and it is also most commonly it is termed as CSP, constraint satisfaction problem. Maybe in the exam they will ask you like, what is CSP problem? So constraint satisfaction problem is a problem that requires its solution within some limitation or a condition, also known as constraint. Means there are certain constraints. You must have to obey all while designing your task. So it consists of the following. Number one, very important, means in constraint satisfaction problem there are three things which are very important. Number one is a set of the variable which stores the solution like this v1, v2, v3. These are kinds of vertices. And second thing is very important is a discrete value. Yes, a set of the discrete value known as domain, and from which you have to pick the number, and the finite set of constraint. Like there are three things. One is the set of the finite set of variables which shows the solution, the set of discrete value which have inputs from where you have to pick the solution, and the third one is a set of constraints, means the set of conditions. Now please note that this is again a very important point. Please note that the elements in the domain can be both continuous and discrete. But in AI, we generally use or deal with the discrete value. This is very important point, very important point. See, constraint algorithm in artificial intelligence or a machine, basically, we generally use discrete components. Discrete components and continuous components, they are different from each other. Continuous means the variables, not they are variables, they are the values which are continuous in nature, means it is not a discrete. So, but just wait. But for AI problem, whenever we design AI problem, the values that we are taken is always discrete. But in real life problem, sometimes the constraints that we provide, we impose are continuous in nature. So, but while feeding into the machine, that continuous conditions को हमने we have to break that continuous conditions or make convert that continuous condition to the discrete one. So because the machines are only working on the discrete value, like in a computer what we do in computer, the data which is coming, it is continuous in nature, but while computed it is get converted into discrete by the help of modem. I think everybody knows the modulator and demodulator concept. I do not want to indulge into that. But the only thing is, for a AI machine, the values must be discrete. Okay. Now, also note that all these sets should be finite. Just wait. They are finite except for the domain set. Each variable in the variable set can have different domains. For example, consider Sudoku game again. Suppose that the row and column and the block already have 357 filled in. So these numbers then will not given you in a domain set of domain, because these are already filled. So then the domain of the all the variable in the row, column or a block will be this, because these numbers are already filled. Then they will not provide you these numbers because they are already filled. This is the condition of the Sudoku game, that the number you should not be repeated in a particular column or row. Okay. Till here, I would like to ask any question. If you have any student want to ask any question regarding this, constraint satisfaction problem is what? Okay, till the time all the constraints get satisfied, the result will not get out. So okay, let me ask with somebody. Okay, okay, Sunil, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So can you explain what is this constraint satisfaction problem?
सर बेसिकली इसमें हम ये करते हैं कि प्रॉब्लम में लिमिटेशन लिमिटेड स्टेप्स के अकॉर्डिंग टू सॉल्व करना है विद मेकिंग लेस एरर्स।
Hmm.
ऐसे
Okay.
में ऑल द कंस्ट्रेंट जो
What do you understand by the term constraint here?
कंस्ट्रेंट इज बेसिकली द प्रॉब्लम की जो हमें सॉल्व करनी है, लाइक जैसे आपने सुडोकू का एग्जांपल दिया कि इसमें वर्टिकली पैरेलली हमें नंबर्स फिल करने हैं 1 to 9, बट द गेम में एक कंस्ट्रेंट है मेन की अकरेंस ऑफ सेम नंबर की उस पोजीशन पे पैरेलली डायगोनली दोबारा नहीं होनी चाहिए.
Very good. This is
तो
what we call
दैट इज द
condition or constraint, right? Right. Just speak. ओके. सुनील दत्त ने बिल्कुल ठीक बताया आप लोगों को कि कंस्ट्रेंट का मतलब होता है द कंडीशन दैट वी हैव टू इम्पोज. लाइक अगर हम दूसरी गेम्स की बात करें तो जैसे हमने मारियो की गेम की बात करें तो हमारा प्लेयर जब टच हो जाता है अपने एनिमी से तो वो अपनी पावर को लूज़ कर देता है. तो ये कंस्ट्रेंट है. और अगर वो प्लेयर उसके अंदर गड्ढे में गिर जाता है तो वो प्लेयर डेड हो जाता है. तो दिस इज ऑल्सो कंस्ट्रेंट कि यू हैव टू अवॉइड दैट ब्लॉक्स. तो आपको उन ब्लॉक्स को अवॉइड करना है या ऐसा कुछ करना है तो दीज आर ऑल्सो द कंस्ट्रेंट. तो कंस्ट्रेंट्स आर नथिंग बट द कंडीशंस दैट यू इम्पोज ऑन अ गेम और पर्टिकुलर एप्लीकेशन. लाइक आप ऐप को यूज बनाते हो. आप आईटी का एग्जांपल देता हूँ. आप लोग कोई ऐप डिज़ाइन कर रहे हो. ऐप के अंदर आपने कंस्ट्रेंट दे दिया कि ये ऐप तभी चलेगी व्हेन एवर पर्सन अलाउ टू रीयूज देयर कॉन्टैक्ट विद यू. तो आप जब उसको करते हो कंडीशंस जो आगे पूछता है आप जैसे जैसे एक्सेप्ट कर देते हो. तो दिस इज नथिंग बट also called the constraint that you must have to follow to complete particular task. So okay, I think everybody understand this. Now very important thing now we are going to discuss is what are the popular problems with CSP present in this uh, uh, present uh, in today's world. What are the various problems of CSP are there. So these are the following six problems, very important. One is, just wait, one is the crypto arithmetic. Now what is this crypto arithmetic? This is very important, and if you sit for e-litmus paper, or there are several companies those who are taking exams before your placement like litmus, and several more companies are there like Infosys. They you ask you these kind of question, crypto arithmetic. Now what is crypto arithmetic? I will just come back to this. Okay, let us see what is crypto arithmetic first. See, for this, I already opened one website for you. This is a faceprep.in, and I request you all to complete all the questions which are available on this. And this is a home task that I am giving to you. It is questions which is, and the answers are already given here. But the only thing is, I want you should have to learn yourself how crypto arithmetic question and answers can be done. Like a plus bb is equal to abc, then what is the value of a plus b plus c? These kind of questions several times it may be asked in your exams also. Like here is equal to comes minus c, then what is the value of r plus h plus o? So the link I will post it on your WhatsApp group also, or also I'll post it with uh, this link to you on your WhatsApp group. Okay, or otherwise you note it down. You have to solve all the questions provided here, because and these are the questions e-litmus, Infosys, and most of the questions are asked in logical reasoning. It is asked in the exam, and the same will be asked in last year. It is asked in your exam also, in your main this exam also. There they, yeah, this one, cent plus more is equal to money. The same question is asked in your exam in final year MCA AI. They want to give the solution of this. So, and a constraint satisfaction problem. So this is the task that I give to you as an homework. You must have to solve all the questions over here. If you are not able to solve that, then I will discuss it in the next class. Otherwise I hope you will solve it your own. So the next one is n queen problem. Now n queen problem is also a constraint problem. Now what is this n queen problem? In a chessboard, queen is the most powerful the element which can move diagonally as well as horizontally as well as vertically. Everywhere it can move. So n queen problem is that in an n queen problem, n queen should be placed. You have to place n number of queens, such that no queen share the same row or same column. Otherwise, they will cut each other. So if I put one queen here, and this is a chessboard, So you have to next you have to place the queen like here, where it will not get stuck, get cut with other. So similarly, on a chessboard of 8 by 8, there are 64 total blocks. So 8 by 8, you have to, how many queens you can place, how many maximum queens you can place. This is the problem, this is the constraint, and such that no two queens get cancelled each other. You have to place the number of queens, and you have to tell me. We will discuss it in the next class again. This is a home task again I am giving to you. On a 8 by 8 chessboard, how many queens you can place so that no queen with will kill each other. You have to place the maximum number of queens. So we will discuss it in the next class again. Again, there is a constraint problem which is very popular, that is map coloring. If you want to color a whole map, this is the most popular one. If you want to color a whole map of a world, say these are the certain cities, right? You have to color it in such a way ensuring adjacent region no adjacent region have the same color. Like if you filled it with red, then the next its adjacent must not be red, it must be blue with other color. Similarly, this adjacent must be with green. And again you can place red here, you can place red here, but no adjacent, no adjacent one can be of same color. So how many colors are required to color the whole map? How many colors are required? This is again a constraint satisfaction problem. So, and I'll give the solution to that to you. Minimum three, and how many minimum colors are required to map the color in such a way such that no adjacent region have the same color. So I give this also as an home task to you. You just have to search out how many minimum colors are required to map the whole map, to color the whole map, so that the no two colors get have same color. This again I will discuss in the next class. First of all, I'll give it to you as an home task, and then other in the next class I will discuss it in detail. So the next one is the crossword. I think crossword everybody plays. It also appearing in the newspaper on weekends, every weekend, or maybe daily. It is coming on one of the section. So crossword is a kind of scramble game. You have to use the word. You have to put some word to make a word. Like if there is a like three letter word or four letter word, it depends upon you. Like this is A, this is T, then you put C. This, then a word will become cat. It is just like a Sudoku. The only difference is in Sudoku we make it with the numbers, but here in crossword there are so many letters, and you have to make the word three letter, two letter, five letter. It's upon you. So crossword is also one of the very important game. Sometimes words are given to you. You have to just search it out where it is lying inside the letters given to you. So crossword, I hope everybody knows. So again, for a crossword, this is also a constant satisfaction problem, because the the word is available only at a certain place. It is not like here cat is appear here, then it must be appear here. You can't find out anywhere else. So this is a constraint that it is found here. The only thing, you have to search it. So, and the next one is the Sudoku. Everybody knows what is the Sudoku game. And a Latin square problem. Yeah, this is also again a very important problem in constraint satisfaction. So the whole thing, now what will be asked to you in the exam? The question that probably may be asked to you in the exam is, what is constant satisfaction problem? Write its algorithm, how it works, and what are the popular problem. Maybe they will ask you crypto arithmetic, like earlier in the last year they asked you send plus more, like this problem that I show you here, that is send plus more is equal to something, uh, send plus more is equal to money. Yeah, the same question is asked to you in the last year exam. So maybe it is again asked to you. So you just have to practice how to do the crypto arithmetic, and if you are unable to do this, then we will discuss. Then I'll show you how to solve these kind of questions. I'm just giving you as an home task first, and then we will discuss it in the next class. So I hope till this point everything is clear to you. Now I would like to show you something. See, this is the home. These are the notes that are handwritten, and here also I describe what are the constraint satisfaction, like discover some problem that satisfy a given set of constraint. That is what we call constraint satisfaction. It is a two-step process. First, the constraints are to be discovered and propagated as far as possible throughout the system, because constraint you have to check where it is imposed. Then if there is still not solution, then search begin, or if you find a solution, then it's okay, game is over. So sometimes constraint are satisfied. If they are satisfied, then the task has been done. Otherwise, you have to search it again and again. So this is the algo, like propagate available constraint. To do this, first set open to the set of all objects that must have values assigned to them in a complete solution. Then do until inconsistency is detected, or until open is empty. Means you have to, first of all you have to take all the constraint and check each and everything whether and if all the constraints are satisfied, or it means your set get open set is empty, it means your problem has been done. Otherwise, what you have to do, set the object ob from open, strengthen as much as possible the set of constraint that apply to ob. If the set is different from the set that was designed last time ob was examined, if this is the first time ob has been executed, then add to open all objects that share any constraint with ob, remove ob from the open. If the union of the constraint discovered above define a solution, then quit and repeat the solution. If it is a constraint, then repeat failure. If neither occurs, then make guess to proceed. Select an object that has not determined and proceed. Recursively invoke constraint satisfaction with the current set of constraint augmented by the strengthening constraint just selected. So this is basically the algorithm that somebody written in their own language. That's why I request you all, you should have to write your own algo. First of all, the same and you have to write algo in this manner only, in stepwise manner only. In the first step, like here I mentioned, in the first step you have to take the finite set of variable, and this is also again a algorithm kind of thing. You just write algorithm here. So for algorithm you have to take the set of the finite variable which store the solution. Then step number 2, a set of discrete value which is called domain, which from which the solution is picked. From here you have to pick the solution, and then the finite set of constraints are there, and at the end you have to mention if all the constraints are empty, all the constraints are empty means all the constraints are satisfied, then quit. Otherwise, go into loop, again check and recheck whether the constraints are over. Once the constraints are over, your game is completed, or your task is completed. Otherwise, you have to repeat it again and again. And also you have to provide one example. I think Sudoku is one of the best examples. You should have to provide the Sudoku as an example here. So let us quickly write some questions regarding the today's lecture. Very first question is, just write it down. What is CSP? What is CSP? Give some examples. What is CSP? Give some examples. Next question. What is crypto arithmetic? Crypt arithmetic. and solve की जगह ये लिखो, describe it by providing some example. Describe it by providing some examples. And one last question, what are the popular problems with CSP? Okay, one thing I would like to share with you all, the your syllabus. See, see in your syllabus, the first unit, the CSP is, explicitly it is mentioned CSP. That's why we did this CSP, constant satisfaction problem. Adversarial search we already covered. Beta alpha beta pruning we already covered. Informed uninformed search we already covered. Heuristic we covered. And first unit is very easy, intelligent agent, problem solving, and this is all about basics. So now we are left with only two units. The first units are finished from my end. You just start learning. You just start your study, and we will very soon we will take a test of this first and second unit together, probably by the end of this month. This is September 18. So probably next week we will take a test. And what is the way of the text? Definitely it must be unique. So I'll try my best how to take a test so that you will we will not give you a chance to cheat. So I'll try my best to make the test as secure as I can. And right, so this is all about the first and second unit. If anybody faces any problem regarding the study, I requested you to just go and start watching my lectures from the from the first one. Then you are come to on track. You will come on track and understand the subjects in a better manner. So this is again a request. Those who never started their study or missed the lectures, or those who joined in between, maybe they face some problem. So I'll request them to just go and start it from the first lecture onwards. It is a series. It's a kind of sequence. If you starting from the first one, then you can understand the subject better. So I'll for your sake, I will post it with number one, number two, number three, number four, so that it is easily understandable by you, that you have to read this one first, then this one second, this one is third. So I hope this is enough for the today's class. If anybody have any question, you may ask me this time, or anybody want to share anything.